am part of the SEAM team. Sorry. Hello, everyone. Sorry. That's what this live is about. All right. Hello, Facebook. My name is Samoy, and I'm part of the SEAM team. And this is SEAM Live from the Children's Education Alliance of Missouri. Today is the parent takeover on SEAM Live again. If you're watching this live, thank you for making the time to join us. If you're watching this as a recording, thank you too. We'll be watching the comment section on this Facebook Live. So please join the conversation with your questions or just to stop by and say hi. We'll do our best to answer all your questions. We'll also be sharing resources in the comment section below if you have throughout the show. Joining me tonight is my colleague from St. Louis SEAM team, Lisa Smith. Hi, Lisa.
Hi, Samoy. I'm so happy to join you once again for another Facebook Live Parent Takeover.
Yes.
It's always a pleasure to engage with our community and discuss important topics that impact our children's education.
Well, I agree with you wholeheartedly. I cannot express that enough. And I'm just so ecstatic. Like we're celebrating the 4th. So once again, good evening, everyone, and welcome to a night of celebration with another exciting episode of SEAM Conversations. Tonight, we have a truly special topic in store for you as we gear up to celebrate July 4th. We are absolutely thrilled to have you here with us for an event that puts a shining spotlight on something truly remarkable. Tonight's topic is celebrating education freedom and how SEAM supports Missouri parents and students. And we couldn't be more excited. Lisa, can you tell? I'm just a little bit excited. Like I have on my regular glasses, but like I do have my patriotic glasses. I just can't read with these on, but I am excited and this is such an amazing topic.
Right.
Yeah. We have an incredible lineup of special guests who are here to share their insights and experiences with us. Their stories and or perspectives will illuminate the vital role of educational freedom and the impact of SEAM's work on Missouri families. So let's get ready for an inspiring and unforgettable evening as we celebrate education freedom and the ways SEAM is making a difference.
Samoy, education freedom is an important topic, and I'm excited to have this conversation with our special guest tonight.
I agree. I'm just so ecstatic. But before we dig in, please make sure if you have any questions and comments, please put them in the comment section here on our Facebook Live page. And I have my phone out, Lisa, and we already have 2 views, which I'm so excited about. And I am looking for comments, so we will definitely be checking those out. So, first of all, let's talk about what education freedom means and why it's so important because it is extremely important, Lisa.
Yes,
Education freedom is all about giving parents and students the power to choose the best educational path that suits their unique needs, whether it's public, charter, private, virtual, or homeschooling. Having the freedom to choose means better opportunities and a tailored education for every single student.
absolutely. Parents must have the freedom to choose their children's education. When parents are empowered, they can choose the best education environment tailored to their children's needs. No one cares for or knows a child better than their parents, Samoy, you know?
You got that right. Absolutely.
So give parents the freedom to choose, and by granting this freedom, we empower children to thrive and succeed in the best educational environment.
So true, Lisa, and that's where SEAM comes in. That's where we come in because we are dedicated to empowering parents and families.
That's right. Samoy, SEAM is the number one ally for countless families across the state. SEAM stands with parents every step of the way, advocating for their children's education.
Mhm.
Samoy, thanks to SEAM, I've gained so much knowledge about education policies and school choice options that are available to my family. And without SEAM, I wouldn't have had the information needed to make informed decisions about my children's education. Many parents have told me that SEAM is their go to resource for all things related to education.
Wow, Lisa, that just, man, that's so powerful. Education freedom, Lisa, has indeed transformed our ability to provide our children with the best educational choices tailored to their unique needs. With the support of organizations like SEAM, we have witnessed firsthand how the realm of school choice has evolved, offering diverse and innovative options. These modern educational pathways are a far cry from the limited choices available decades ago.
Yes, we have witnessed the evolution of school choice options, but there is so much more work to be done to ensure everyone can access the education option that best fits their children's needs.
Absolutely, absolutely. And with that being said, we are delighted to welcome our first guest, Jordan Zachary, to the show, a pivotal figure in the school choice movement. Jordan began his career as the Director of State Relations for Ed Choice, and he is now the Midwest Regional Advocacy Director for Excel in Ed. His extensive experience and dedication to educational freedom make him an invaluable resource for understanding the landscape of school choice options across the nation, as well as his insights into ways we can explore how educational freedom is shaping the future for families and students. Jordan, hello. Welcome to the show, and thank you sincerely for making time in your day to join us on the show tonight.
Thank you, Samoy. I'm really excited to be here to talk about educational options and talk to everyone about the state of educational freedom around the country.
All right. I mean, that's what we're here for, celebrating and celebrating freedom.
Hello, Jordan.
Hi, Lisa.
Jordan, ESAs are a high demand from parents and represents a new school choice option in Missouri, becoming law in 2021. And this year, the governor signed Senate Bill 727 into law to expand the Most Scholars Program. Jordan, how many states have an ESA program, and what can community members do to support the expansion of this program?
Yeah, Lisa. So as you mentioned, education savings accounts, they're gaining so much traction nationwide in terms of people being aware of them, wanting to have the flexibility for their students to be able to attend a school of their choice and to get resources that meet their individual and particular needs. So just for context, even though there's a lot of conversation right now, the first ESA program actually passed in Arizona in 2011, and now we are all the way up to, including the Most Scholars Program, 18 states with education savings accounts. Uh, Actually, there's a recent statistic that I just saw that 1 million students nationwide are taking advantage of school choice programs. And so, thinking about what folks can do in terms of advocacy, I just have to say what's special about this education freedom and educational choice movement is that it's been organic and parent led. Um, so, parent stories talking about the ways that their students have been able to, if you've been in the Most Scholars program, if you've been in an educational choice program, share that testimony, share those stories. If you have opportunities to talk about, even if you didn't participate in a program, about your child being put in a new environment and seeing them thrive. Because again, I think I heard something say this isn't about public, private, charter. This is about students. Students only have one educational K through 12 experience. So getting it right is so important. So, I think about parents working and partnering with groups like SEAM. Since I joined the school choice movement, SEAM has been right there in Missouri advocating and being a resource. And so partnering with trusted groups like SEAM, with dedicated people like yourselves, really, really just goes a long way. And then also, not being afraid to talk to your legislator. A lot of legislators, it might seem like a daunting experience to get involved in politics, but they want to hear from you. They really want to hear what parents think. They want to improve the educational system for students. And it starts with parents sharing their stories. So sharing their stories is the biggest thing.
Yes. Well, thank you, Jordan, for answering that question and providing such valuable information about ESA programs around the country.
Wow. Yes, that's amazing. Amazing. Jordan, the Missouri Course Access and Virtual Program, School Program, also known as MOCAP, has become a crucial option for students, especially with the recent legislative update signed by Governor Parsons in June 2022. This update allows all students in the state of Missouri to have virtual education as another school choice option for families. Jordan, what is the state of virtual education around the country, and how many states participate in the virtual educational program?
Yeah, I think, with virtual education, we've realized after, the COVID-19 pandemic that it is an option. Some students actually have thrived better with the virtual option. Um, and so currently, right now, we're seeing at least 38 states with full-time virtual options. Um, so there's the full-time virtual option in states, but then we're also seeing blended models with, we just mentioned ESAs, where some students are using part-time in a traditional brick and mortar school, but then also accessing virtual education options that way as well. So we've seen students thrive and take advantage of a full-time virtual option, but we're also seeing students and parents take advantage of opportunities nationwide to get the best of both worlds, and get both a virtual option and both a more traditional option.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And you said 38 states? Wow, that is absolutely incredible. I mean, we are definitely moving up. Also, Jordan, do you know of any states that provide, I'm not sure, but do you know of any states that provide extracurricular activities for free for virtual students? Or do you know, have any insight to that?
Samoy, I'm actually sorry, I'm not exactly sure on which states offer that opportunity.
Okay, okay. Well, thank you so much, Jordan. Thank you for providing our audience with such valuable information, particularly for families navigating virtual education. And just to know, we're a virtual family here in my household. So 38 states that, and just knowing that Missouri is one of those states is absolutely fantastic.
Yes. Jordan, open enrollment is another popular school choice option that parents want. How many states have an open enrollment program, and how close is Missouri to having an open enrollment program?
Yeah, so currently there are about 13 states with open enrollment policies in place. And for those who are not familiar with open enrollment is a great school choice policy, essentially that allows students to have choice within the public school system. And this could be within their district, or it could be outside of their district. Um, it's tough to say how close Missouri is, but Missouri has made strides. Um, not just with when we talked about 727, that package, but over the last couple sessions, Missouri has had a really great conversation in the legislature, and also, with parents and with folks wanting open enrollment. We've seen bills be able to pass one chamber, but just working to get it across the finish line. Um, I would love to say next legislative session because I'm optimistic. Uh, but whether it's this next legislative session or the one after that, I do think Missouri's close. The conversation has been ongoing for several years. Again, groups like SEAM, other local organizations, parents I've seen them at the Capitol testifying, talking to their legislators about the need to have open enrollment as an option, because again, it's another opportunity. You might have the public school in your area be great for some students, but the public schools in a nearby area might work better might work better for the educational needs of another student or of your own students. So just having that flexibility is important, and I really do think open enrollment is around the corner for families in Missouri.
Awesome. Yeah, it's a high demand. That is what parents want. So thank you once again for providing us with important information about the open enrollment program.
Wow, that is incredible. As we've been talking about already, Jordan, families across America are actively exploring school choice options. Are there any upcoming developments in school choice options in the works, Jordan? And if so, which states do you anticipate will lead the way in expanding these options for families?
Yeah, there's been so many developments. Um, So we just saw states like Wyoming, Louisiana, pass ESAs for the first time. We've seen states like Utah in recent years, Arkansas, Iowa is going fully universal. These states that we're seeing universal educational choice in terms of ESAs. So this means every student in the whole state would have educational choice. And a lot of these programs we're seeing they're starting with the neediest students with low income families, and they're working it up to include everyone because there's so many reasons a parent might want choice and might want options. Um, but that's not it. There's more states working on it. We've seen great expansions like Missouri, but some states are close to having robust educational choice programs for the first time. We're seeing Idaho really make leaps and strides towards ESAs. They started to get a taste um, during the pandemic when they had a micro grant program launched, which was giving $500 up $500 to $1,000 to families to use on a variety of needs like educational resources, textbooks, therapies, tutors. Um, and then now families are starting to want the whole thing. They actually want full unencumbered educational choice. We're seeing states like North Dakota who have had a voucher program pass the legislature and make it to the governor in the past. But they want flexibility. They want ESAs. They want to be able to use. They want to be able to have their students, get the best of public, private, home education, virtual education. So North Dakota is another state that it's right around the corner, and then we have a really. It would be great to see a state like Texas, where the conversation has been ongoing for years, and they're finally starting to build up the legislative support and a governor that wants to see school choice in the state. And again, it just goes back to parents. It goes back
Mhm.
to the unrelenting advocacy and the concern and care for their kids that's making waves nationwide. I just it's been amazing seeing so many states jump into the fray. Like I said, we have so many new states joining the school choice landscape, and so
Yeah.
but it's not just ESAs. It's open enrollment. It's charter
Mhm.
schools. It's expanding virtual education. So hopefully, when we think about states that are next, we think about continued growth in Missouri and getting that open enrollment bill pushed across the finish line. So.
Wow, that is absolutely incredible. I mean, yeah, decades ago, this was something that wasn't even talked about or discussed. So just look how far we've come. Thank you so much, Jordan, for sharing that invaluable information. And we are so thrilled to have you as a dedicated state contact for SEAM and other advocacy organizations across the country. So thank you so much.
Yeah,
Yes.
absolutely. And I just want to say thank you and just everyone, keep up the hard work, keep advocating. It's not an overnight thing. That advocacy it's so tough and I think everyone is when I think about students, their lives are going to be better for the work that you
Mhm.
guys do. You guys, the parents, the Facebook groups, you guys are the lifeblood of this movement. I just think back to some of the states I've worked in, including Missouri, meeting parents in states like New Hampshire when I first started, that their Facebook group had so much weight in working with legislators to get a program passed, seeing Missouri grow, and just keep growing. It's just really phenomenal. So I just want to say thank you for having me on, and thank you for all of your guys' amazing work.
Absolutely. And
Absolutely.
thank you. Before Lisa's, I was just going to say we have some amazing advocates that are watching right now. Just absolutely amazing. Royce and Arlene, Tess, we've got Ragin, I'm sorry if I said that wrong, Gloria, Vanessa. So just hearing what Jordan has said, that just goes to show how important advocacy and supporting school choice is. So awesome.
Yes. Okay. Well, we have another guest. We would like to welcome SEAM team leader Peter Franzen to our Facebook Live Parent Takeover. Hey, Peter.
Hey y'all, it's good to be here.
Yay, Peter.
Right, listen, I know you guys. I'm excited about your actually your next guest, so I'm going to do my best to answer your questions and get through this segment with me.
Okay, cool. Well, Peter, can you explain to our Facebook audience how SEAM advocates for education freedom in Missouri?
Sure. I mean, let me just say this. I try to tell people when I don't have much time, because you all know about like the 30-second elevator pitch. If you're trying to get people to capture it, I try to say awareness, advocacy, and action. And, we raise awareness. We do that like through these things that we're doing. Um, the advocacy and the advocacy training, parents are out there telling their stories. And then I think, what SEAM does really well is help parents mobilize when it's time to take action. So I mean that's how I sum it up usually.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for that, Peter, from explaining how we advocate for education freedom.
Okay. I try.
All right. And my question, Peter, here at SEAM, one of our key missions is to empower parents with the knowledge to advocate for their children's school choice options. How can parents effectively advocate for school choice options within their community schools?
Well, the one thing that we talked about that I think Jordan mentioned, I think, we're all believers on the SEAM team, is the power of story. And so I think, people being, it's really, it starts with willingness. If you're willing to try, if you're willing to try and advocate, if you're willing to try and tell your story, um, as far as tips, I would invite people to join us next Tuesday night for 5 things about parent advocacy with SEAM, and they can talk to you and Lisa and me and a couple other people, and really get get an idea of parent advocacy. But I think story is always the place I like to start.
Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Well, thank you, Peter, for those insightful tips to our Missouri families.
The tip was tune in next week for our 5 things about SEAM on our webinar.
Absolutely. July 9th, 7 p.m.
Yes. Well, Peter, what challenges does SEAM face in its efforts to expand school choice options in Missouri?
Well, there are definitely obstacles. Let me just say 2 of them. One is pretty ordinary, which is, SEAM is a 501c3. We're a nonprofit, and despite the amazing power of volunteer parents who advocate and are such a critical part of what we do, I think like what folks who were just listening earlier heard the 2 of you say, which talking about SEAM and the impact that it makes, is that it there are people behind the scenes who are providing the resources, who are doing the training, that there's a little engine behind all this parent advocacy. And so like any nonprofit, we do fundraising, and we've got our gala coming up on September 12th at the St. Louis Zoo, which is our largest fundraiser of the year. And there's just that's an ordinary challenge of a nonprofit. I think the other one that all of us encounter a lot is misinformation.
Mhm.
I understand people have their beliefs about how things should happen, and there's a lot. We encounter people who really believe strongly in just doing things one way, and that's not just the status quo, the public schools, but some people only believe in private school education. Some people only believe in homeschool, but I think that the misinformation, and I think one of the things that we always try hard to do is make sure that we're getting out accurate, reliable information about education and school choice. And So I think misinformation is a challenge. So.
Wow. Awesome.
Well, yes. Well, thank you for outlining the challenges that seem faced advocating for school choice options, Peter. We will get through these challenges as a team like we always do.
Let's do it. Hey, you guys, I know everyone's mindful of time. I love being here and talking with you, but I don't mind sacrificing because, like I said, next week they can come and talk with all of us. We'll have conversations and talk about 5 things with parent advocacy with SEAM next week. So I don't mind giving up a little of my time for our last guest, who I
Yeah.
adore.
Oh, Peter, thank you so much. Yes, we appreciate that. And yes, we will see you next week, 7 p.m. For the 5 things. So thank you again, Peter, for coming on to the show. All right. And our last guest already for tonight is Robert Davis, a true success story and a testament to why we passionately advocate for school choice options here at SEAM. I won't give away too much. I'll let him share his inspiring journey with our audience. Hello, Robert, and thank you for joining us tonight and speaking to our Facebook Live audience.
Hello, everyone. It's me, Robert Davis. I'm glad to be
Hello.
tonight. I've been with SEAM for close to 10 years now. They really helped me out through my educational journey, and being able to speak here is quite an honor to me.
Oh, well, Robert, thank you so much. Your story is incredibly powerful, especially considering what you were able to achieve once you found the school choice option you needed. Robert, why are you so passionate about supporting school choice options?
I feel that when students have the autonomy to decide where they want to go to school, it gives them more confidence and it encourages them to work harder and to go outside their shell to try to find a new way to adapt to their environment.
Wow.
Absolutely.
That's amazing. That's amazing, Robert.
So, Robert, you're working as a substitute school teacher.
Indeed.
Can you describe how your personal background has influenced your approach to teaching and supporting your students?
Being a substitute teacher has given me a bunch of rewards and a few challenges. Something that I have found challenging is being able to relate to my students. I know I have to be the authority figure, and not a lot of times they don't want to listen to me. But I found that when I work with them with patience and would set rules, that they come to appreciate my authority, and eventually they will learn to respect. But I am feeling like I do have rewards. Being there in class and supporting students on their educational journey, it gives me hope for both them and the school system, because I get to see how being in school can be a positive influence for children, how having teachers that can give them good instruction and have friends who can guide them on the way. It shows me that the school choice gives students more than just the ability to decide their own education. It gives them the ability to make plans for their own future.
Absolutely. Absolutely, Robert. Thank you for sharing your personal background with us. Robert, you're a true champion of education.
My pleasure.
Robert, thank you again so much for joining us tonight and sharing your inspiring school choice success story. Your journey is truly inspiring to Lisa and me, and it highlights the importance of continuing to advocate for families across the great state of Missouri. So thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Yes.
You're welcome.
All right. Take care. Have a good day. Good night.
You too.
Thank you.
Wow, Lisa, can you believe it? We're already at the end of our Facebook Live. I mean, time really does fly by when you're having fun, especially when you have on glasses like this. Like, I mean, it just
Yes.
can't get any funner, if that's a word. Oh my gosh. Tonight has been jam-packed with valuable information. Jordan provided insights into school choice options across different states, while Peter from the SEAM team, shared what we're currently doing and will continue to do for Missouri families. And of course, hearing the success story like Robert's, where he found the perfect school choice option to meet his educational needs, shows that all our efforts are truly making a difference.
Yes. Yes, Samoy. Well, today's Facebook Live show was filled with valuable information, and I appreciate all our guests from joining us.
Yes.
Samoy, I truly hope we have inspired others to get involved and join SEAM in advocating for Missouri students' education.
Yes.
And as always, I enjoy doing the Facebook Live Parent Takeover with you.
I know we have so much fun. It's something about these glasses that have me just enjoying it tonight.
Samoy, let's keep spreading the word and making a difference together.
I agree. We are definitely going to keep doing this. Well, y'all, that's it. That's a wrap. Thank you all so much for joining us live, or if you're watching this in the future online, thank you too so much. Don't forget to check out our websites, seamteam.org and showmeschooloptions.org. Like us, follow us, and share our videos on all three of our social media platforms, which are Children's Education Alliance of Missouri Facebook page, the SEAM Team on Instagram, and at SEAM Team on X. Make sure you get involved, and thank you all so much. Have a good evening, and everyone have a wonderful 4th of July as we celebrate education. Good night, everyone.